So this is our life. In the night, we're night owls. Let's admit it. I can't see other video editors anymore say, I wake up at 5 a.m. Like, get out of here. This is not working.
Hi, everyone. My name is Justin Odisho, and in this episode of my podcast, I'm speaking with my guest, Emilio Takas. Emilio's a YouTuber from Greece. He's got videos on his channel on Final Cut tutorials, gear reviews, lifestyle, music, and more. In this episode, we talk about his struggles on YouTube, rewarding aspects of it, different cultural differences in Greece and the States, and more. So if you're a creator, I'm sure you're going to find some awesome stuff in this episode. Without further ado, let's get into it. Did I say it right?
Yeah, that's correct. Emilio Takas.
Okay. As you can see, he's got a lovely Greek warm voice, so I thought he'd be perfect for the podcast. But actually, we met on Clubhouse, kind of.
Yeah, this new application that it became with a huge hype in the early stages, and now more and more people are leaving it behind. They're not joining anymore. But it was a great way when it started to connect with other creators and basically other people who share the same interest as us, because the isolation days that we're stuck inside our houses and we don't have the freedom that we used to have to do a lot of connections, if we can say as well. Now, these kind of applications gave us the option to be connected and to talk about things, or even just trolling, as you very successfully, I see, do in your Instagram account. It's something that I love.
The memes, yeah. Yeah, but I agree, yeah. But so Emilio also makes videos, specifically teaching, how to make videos, video editing. I mean, he does use Final Cut, so be careful, but he still teaches some good information, right?
Yeah, there are different kind of programs, yes. However, they're both editing programs, right?
Yeah,
and,
no, I'm just kidding.
No, it's okay. They say that Final Cut Pro is not the application for the pros, However, I see more and more pros nowadays that they use to work in Final Cut because of something that, I'm joking as well, but we don't have so much problems with Premiere, when we're working editing. Like, all the memes right now, they're saying, Adobe Premiere works great,
And then, yeah. No,
that's a mistake by its own phrase,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, a lot of my friends use Final Cut. I post the memes about, the video crashing and whatever, but I don't ever really deal with crashes too much. But again, I am working on a very nice computer. But
that's a nice way to flex. That's a very nice way to flex. I'm working with Adobe Premiere. I don't get crashes.
No, I definitely, we've all experienced our crashes, and I used to work in Sony Vegas. But yeah, what you said about Clubhouse is Clubhouse is interesting because so you're over there in Greece. Which part of Greece?
Athens, Greece, the capital of Greece. And it's funny because when for a lot of years you have adjusted your timeline, speaking with friends from America, working with people from America, there is a slight difference that eventually you're getting used to that. Right? I remember that when we first meet, it's in Clubhouse, it was like 2 or 3 or 4 a.m. my time, and we were playing guitar or like craziness. Other people I know, especially in America, that they're very strict on this guideline that I need to wake up at 5 a.m. Oh, yeah, there we got it. Okay, I see you. So, there is this strict guideline that say I need to wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Me on the other side, as a European and as a Southern European guy, I'm like, why do you have to wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.? Like, chill, everything is going to be ready on time. Don't worry. Live a little bit your life, because we already saw these days our lives are very valuable and we don't pay so, that attention that our lives need.
Yeah. I get a lot of people make fun of me too because I wake up late and I stay up late. But I always thought...
Cheers to that. Cheers to that to begin.
Cheers.
You know, I see that you love the teal and orange look. That's why I have a teal and orange, and also I have a red because that's something that for the connection for the audience as well.
but yeah, it's nighttime. It's like what 9 o'clock over there right now. I'm just kind of getting my day started. But
That's nice. We can start with wine even in the morning. A good egg.
But I think you touched on a really important point there that I kind of want to, agree with. Maybe just video editors are like this, but are creative. We stay up late. But I always felt too like there's some sort of pressure that if you don't wake up at 6 a.m. that you're not going to be productive. I mean, to me, it's like you get your 8 hours of sleep or whatever, and then you have the remaining rest of the day to work. What's the difference if you do it at 6 a.m.?
Justin, there is a big difference. There is a huge difference, probably. It's a different kind of thing to wake up at 11 a.m., right? But you were drinking, you were partying, and you were, being like, yeah, all night until 6 a.m. to go to sleep, right? And it's a different kind of story if you are in front of your computer and you're working. And there is this motto that creatives usually use. And it's creatives and also programmers. The guys, the hackers, they're programming. That they say that it's easier to work when the city sleeps. And that's a very, very big fact. Even before the era with active noise cancelling headphones, and we didn't used to have this, right? We used to have headphones that also what we were hearing was hearing on the outside environment. So it was easier for us to not have distractions, to say, okay, it's 11 p.m., 12 a.m. Perfect. Let's go for 3 hours of full productive editing, and we're going to be ready for the time that other people will work for 8 hours or 10 hours. So this is our life. In the night, we're night owls. Let's admit it. I can't see other video editors anymore say, I wake up at 5 a.m. Like, get out of here. This is not working.
Yeah, I do think we're night owls. And also maybe it's not because we're video editors. Maybe I also wonder because so many of my video editor friends, they play guitar too, and they like to do lots of similar interests, and somehow they make videos. And maybe we were just born night owls with certain proclivities, and this is what we all got into.
Let me tell you a secret, Justin. I'm on YouTube for 2.5 years. Okay, I was blessed enough and lucky enough to meet lots of amazing and very creative persons in this niche. Because I must say that the niche that we are, there is a very special kind of niche. It's not this celebrity Mr. Beast, David Dobrik kind of YouTube. It's a little bit of a different kind of niche. That first of all, we are people that you can connect with us. We can send messages to each other. We're not acting like prima donnas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a different niche that there are all of us, and I've seen that they're multi-talented. For example, when I started, I was saying that, okay, I'm a musician. I used to sing. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a painting artist, and I know how to make videos. Edit videos. I can't say I know how to film the level that I would like to be, but I know how to edit videos. And I will use that music so I can create my own music for my videos when I start my YouTube channel. And also I will use the knowledge that I have from marketing and graphic design so I can work on the channel as well, And I was thinking to myself that there must be a lot of people that they know music, they know how to edit, they know how... So when I joined and I saw so many people that they're top musicians, like everyone is playing music, at least guitar or piano. Everyone knows how to do graphic design. All of us know how to do marketing for SEO, digital marketing for the videos, how they can invest on passive income and I was like, dude, where is this talent going? This is, someone might say, hey, I want to be a YouTuber. It's a very easy thing to be a YouTuber, and I'm going to get a lot of money. And then you're going to think, have you realized how much talent you see on these, especially the big channels, right? The big creators that I can name some of them, but it will take me a lot of time to say all of them. But I'm sure that the audience as well right now understands how many people, let's say Farouk Ifondo, great musician, Gerald Dandan, great musician, Jonathan Morrison, great musician, the TLD, Chris Howe, that you had on the podcast as well, great musician, like Peter McKinnon, great musician. You see, like, come on, man. Really?
I didn't know that.
Like, yeah, Peter McKinnon he started, I think, as a drummer. And then because his father is building guitars, he was with, he's a great name in Canada for guitar building. Building, how do you say, workshop? No,
yeah, building.
Construction. Building, yeah. He's a very big name there. So, musicians everywhere. And who are not musicians, they're DJs, like they can mix and music.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think like there's a difference between what you said, like, this channels like David Dobrik and whatever, who are just the biggest channels. But then there's also everyday people like yourself and I that are just have sort of hobbies and passions and found an outlet. So I have to ask then, what made you decide to, I have a couple of questions actually. So, because all these people that you named, I believe most of them are either like, they're in North America, either in Canada or the United States. And you're
basically the whole YouTube is on Canada. But let's leave it a little bit aside this step because like 80% of the YouTube creators, it's from Canada.
Yeah, Toronto. But I'm not. I'm in Michigan, so I feel special. But in Greece, do you find
Michigan is the hottest place, right? The warmest place.
No, very States. Cold. It's snowing today. It's April. It's not April Fool's joke. This is April Fool's when we're recording this, but it's April 1st and it's snowing.
Okay. Yeah. But you have iced lakes. You can do ice skating.
Yes, we do have lots of fresh water. But I wanted to ask, so like we have probably similar, like, from here to Toronto, I've been there. The culture's, it's all North America, whatever. Don't take offense to that, but it's much different than probably in Greece. So, but all of your colleagues are us, like, American or Canadian guys. And something you said earlier, I think is interesting, how, is life a little slower there? Do people, like, I know in some parts of Spain, people take a nap or businesses close during the middle of the day. Is it similar there?
No, I must say that here in Greece, first of all, people in Greece, they are very hard workers. And the thing that we do basically is that we don't give so much detail in time when you need to make stuff done. Okay. However, there is this phrase that they say that Greeks or the southern Mediterranean people, they're taking the naps, they're going and enjoying their nightlife, and they're like, yeah, it's okay, we're going to get it done. It's 50% true, but it's also 50% wrong, because you see that living in a small country, and when you don't have the average income is low, right? When the average income is low, the expectations as well are low. So if you don't have this set mark in your life that, for example, here in Greece, our age, the people who are like 35 years old, right? It's an illusion to think that I'm going to buy a house. This is not possible. Like, we don't have even the option for banks to get loans to get the houses after, all the economic crisis that we had here in Greece. So we adjust our lives to a philosophy, not all of us, okay, but to a philosophy that, can I get that amount of money that I can live? If I can do that, that's okay, because that's life and I need to enjoy life. At least this is my personal point of view. My personal point of view is that I want to be able to live my life with no flexing, no expensive stuff, no super wow, just live your life. For example, if you ask me if I had right now some money to spend, instead of buying something expensive, I would try to buy moments by trips, by, get into an airplane, go to a different country, to a different culture, meet new people. I believe this is treasure. It's not the things, the car, the house, the clothes that you can buy. This doesn't bring happiness. And to close the answer to your questions, I can tell you that Greeks are very hard workers. However, there are people who might wake up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Usually there are the people who have family. Like when you have also kids, and this is also for America as well, when you have kids, when you have other things that you need to take care of, you need to adjust your schedule as well. But it's not very often to see people that say, okay, I have an hour meeting in 5 minutes, and then I'm going to have another meeting in 5 minutes, and my whole 12 hours of working is divided to 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, this is more of a Gary style of life that I don't know how the corporates are doing that, but on the creatives, this is not so often. You don't see that too often.
Yeah. No, I think there's something that we can all take from that, because it does get so much like hustle, hustle, hustle. And I do think, like what you said is very important. Sometimes the treasure is, the experiences, and money
Exactly
cannot buy you back the time. The time is the true scarce thing, so you want to enjoy it, especially like you said, things can change so much, like this whole lockdown situation, everything can make you reevaluate your priorities very fast. And I wanted to travel and do a bunch of stuff, and it's now you kind of can't do that for a while. So
that's the only thing if you ask me right now, that with the whole pandemic, the thing that we're not free to do whatever we want, to travel wherever we want. This is something that hurts me the most. To be stuck, inside. But on the other side, this is something that boosts up the creativity if you can manage that. To stay in your house. Especially a lot of people that I know who have YouTube channels, they were creating more content. They had more ideas. The only hard thing is that for me, if you ask me, for example, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to go outside when you can't go. For example, we're in a curfew 5.5 months here in Greece. Like after 9 p.m. you can't go outside. And remember, I'm a night owl, so I can't go out for a walk even if it's night. So yeah, that's a crazy kind of story.
Yeah, but so a lot of people here, they like, you're stuck in Greece. A lot of people here, they want to go. Like a lot of times people travel to Greece. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, but you know how bad it is to be in Greece, for example, and because I'm in a specific city that it doesn't have sea, but I can be on an ocean, for example, 10 minutes by driving from my home. But because it's a different city, when you have these kind of restrictions, we weren't allowed to go to the sea. So you were allowed only to be on your own city. So imagine being in Greece and not be able to enjoy the things that Greece has to offer, like being here, and you can enjoy what other people, as you say, from all over the world, they say, I would love to be in Greece,
Yes. Drake has a song called Greece.
Yes, for sure.
He doesn't have a song called Michigan.
Okay. You see, flexing.
Yeah. But so it seems like, did you go to school for marketing, advertising, all these skills that you said you've picked up, and also like you said, like with the whole, a lot of people, like it's hard to even buy a home even now. I mean, it's probably even the worst in Toronto and other places that the housing market is like going crazy, and even now a lot of people are struggling to buy a home. But speaking of like monetizing YouTube, how does this fit into, is this a business for you? Is this a side thing?
No, it's a hobby. It's not even a side thing. Like for me, YouTube was a way for me to express a need that I had inside me that I wanted to share. And this might sound as cliche, right? But I don't know how it's going to be in the future, how it would eventually can become YouTube for me. But I started to create. I remember when I started tutorials, I was in my head that I was saying, I have some ideas that I see from the films and the shows that I watch, and I want to share with the people what I learn and how I can do that in Final Cut, right? So this was the way that I started creating the tutorials. Now, also because I loved videography and photography and video editing, eventually I knew that it would be the area for gear reviews or tech reviews. But as you can understand, because I am in Greece, and it's not that easy also with companies to work when you are overseas, I knew that this would be something that it would be eventually only with the things that I can purchase myself. You know, it will be hard doing collaborations, for example, with big brands that they're going to send you stuff. Even, for example, Sony, I'm a Sony shooter, but I can't have any loan items to review here because all the people that I know, they're from USA and Canada. So they can't send you, for example, the A1 to test it and give it back in 1 month. You have to go into customs, into extra charges. They're going to say, nah, I'm not interested. We're not doing that. You might receive it 1 month later because of the delays. So this is more like a hobby that eventually, if in the future, gives me the opportunity, as I told you, to be able to live from that, then yes, I would consider it 100% to go full time to that. But again, as I mentioned, I'm a guy that it's not his purpose, the money. The purpose of my life, it's not money. So I enjoy the interaction very much. I enjoy talking with people in the comments. Opportunities like this one that I met you, for example, in Clubhouse, we're creators and we're having a conversation right now. I'm drinking my wine, you know.
I have water right now.
Yeah, it's okay. Water, yeah, it's okay. But things that give the opportunity to talk with other people with the same interest, this is for me the biggest reward. And of course, whenever I receive comments on my channel like, you helped me so much, I didn't know that I could do that with Final Cut, for example. And I'm sure that you've received these kind of comments as well. And this is when you might, have your mobile and you say, you see, I helped someone today. This is something very awesome, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think that's a very important message for anyone who is thinking about starting a YouTube or just starting, because at first it is very, maybe almost impossible to, make it a full business. But if you start out just like rewarding with the rewards you get that are not monetary, like, being able to have a platform to share. And likewise with me, even though now I do treat it like my business, it's still very fun to meet people like yourself. Like, where would I ever have been able to connect with the Emilio otherwise? And, I also do get nice comments where someone says, wow, you helped me, pass my class, or you helped me get a job here with what I learned from your channel. And that genuinely does make me feel good. And, but yeah, I started in like 2011. So I started the same exact way you did. It was something fun. And then I just turned it into more of a business. So I see you started in like 2016. Is that right?
Yeah, no. 2016 was the first video that I uploaded, and it was the video that it's not public anymore. It was the choreography of my wedding.
Oh, okay.
So the first video on YouTube was the choreography of my wedding that I wanted to share with my friends, etc., family and stuff. And that was the first video. The tutorial and the first video officially was in 2018. August of 2018, so it's 2.5 years. And I remember because the video was the best export settings for Final Cut Pro, and I remember that I was waiting for the key light to arrive, for the grid, for the key light of the softbox, so I can have everything ready for the audio. And I'm so tracked, I'm watching the camera and I'm like, hey everybody, this is Emilio Takas, and today we're gonna so when I watched the video, I was like, come on, man, stop watching Peter McKinnon, like, get your own site, And thankfully that was only for one video, but for people, if they go to the channel, this is very funny because I'm like, what am I doing here? Why am I talking like this, on this point, I have to say something to people that they're listening right now or they're watching on YouTube. If you decide to start YouTube, if you decide basically to start anything in the life, you need first of all to like it. And I must say that this YouTube thing, for people who might think of it as a full-time business, it's not something easy. And I'm not saying that this is the hardest work in the life, or we're building houses and we're in the mud every day. No. However, it's a very lonely job. It's a job that if you see it as, the content that you create as a job, you talk to a camera, you edit yourself to speak, to talk to an audience. This is kind of weird if you haven't used to that kind of stuff. Like, I'm sure, right now you feel me, right? A lot of times we're saying, are we crazy or something? Like we're talking to a lens right now, like there is someone out there. But the time that you need to adjust to that and get used to that, it's very crazy. For example, even now, 2.5 years later, there are times that I say, I'm not going to record any A-rolls. I'm going to go just straight to the tutorial. Or I'm going to film the hell out of B-roll and I'm going to go to the gear review with a voice, like voiceover on the video, and forget all the A-roll because, I need to set up the cameras and the lighting and I need to see how's my face. We're getting older as well. It's not that easy. And people need to understand that first of all, it's not that easy. But if you focus to the thing that you're doing something that you love, all the other things will happen. And I know that there is the feelings that you might get frustrated because right now it's oversaturated, the YouTube. And it will keep being oversaturating, but that doesn't mean that you don't have your opportunity because no one knows how YouTube algorithm works. But if you build a channel in a specific niche and the algorithm eventually sometime decides to pick one of your videos and all the other videos are in the same niche, you're going to succeed. Now, that's why I told you, for example, for me, YouTube is more like a hobby kind of style because I post Final Cut tutorials, I post gear reviews, I might do a review of the iPhone 11 because I just want to, I might post some videos of short moments of my life. I might do a video like I did, for example, yesterday about the C-roll, the cinematic B-roll that we see everywhere. And so this is kind of fun, but also it's not in a specific niche. And that means that channels like mine are harder to grow on YouTube. Because you're not only a tutorial, for example, channel that people know that, and even with tutorials, it's going to be different if you post Final Cut tutorials and Premiere tutorials and DaVinci Resolve tutorials, and photography tutorials, and you need to be very targeted. The channels that succeed on that, and the new people who want to start on YouTube, they might say, "Come on, man, Peter McKinnon posts whatever he wants." Yeah, but now he has like 5 million. So when he has a core audience of 5 million subscribers, even the 10% to watch his videos is 500,000 views. So he can do whatever he wants. And people now watch the videos because of Peter, not because of the tutorial. So when you're starting, you need to be very specific on your niche to know exactly the audience that you want to get. Of course, you can change it, but you need to have a lot of patience, right? Am I right to that or not?
No, I agree. If you don't have a niche, and you're just going to kind of be all over the place and you won't really be able to build up a consistent audience. And then once you do have an audience, you can try to transition it a little bit here and there. Like here I am doing this podcast and I've done book review things and I've done all types of different things. Most people, they watch the premiere, but if I didn't have that original audience, then nobody would even care to listen to this interview.
Exactly.
But even most people, even the interviews, they don't get as many listeners as the other things. But I enjoy this for other reasons because you still get to connect with another creator. Me and you could collaborate on a tutorial, but it's a lot more difficult, and this also allows me to get out other thoughts and parts of my personality that you're not going to find in a tutorial. And, on Instagram, I can post the trolls and the memes, and I can't really post those on the tutorials.
Justin, now you went into something very important, a very important thing that I believe a lot of creators struggle these days. A lot of times I've said to myself, yeah, you're building an audience in Final Cut tutorials, but you want to do more. You want to create other content. You want to have other ways. And also, because English is not my native language, right? It's very hard for me to do something like a vlog or something to express myself. So this kind of interaction here that doesn't have a goal to educate someone. It doesn't have to be scripted because we don't have any script. We can make mistakes. I can make mistakes on English. I can do, because I'm thinking, I'm trying to translate what I want to say. And I'm not going to cut it in post. I'm not going to, cut and everything seems great. This is something that I enjoy very much. That's why also other things like a podcast or just be yourself or be in another video that you're not into the program that you follow on your channel is very important when you're a creator. And creators, I believe, need to understand that Sarah Dietzy has said something very important. Well, in one of her videos, she said that I do one for me and one for them. So even if the video, and this is a huge advice for creators, that even if some kind of videos don't perform very well for your channel, at least you're happy that you created them. So you make one for you, one for the audience. It's okay, guys, 50-50. I'm going to give you one, I'm going to do one for me. If you don't like it, it's okay, don't like it.
Yeah, it's important, I think, to keep a balance because
exactly,
you are providing a service. I think people think I'm going to start a YouTube and I'm going to show people my day and my life and everyone's going to watch
Nobody
me.
cares.
Nobody cares. Yeah, I understand that nobody cares about my day really. So I've just focused, 90% just providing a service of education, free education in this specific software. And then 10% of the time I'm like, hey, look at, my guitar or whatever, whatever I want, because people either want to be taught something or entertained some way or educated, probably all three. But unless you're living a very unique life or you have the most beautiful voice in the world, people probably want to just take what they can, have. And that's what's going to happen if you treat this as a business. So you got to balance between the hobby and the business, I think.
Exactly. Now, the business side of things, it's a different mentality. So that's why I need to say here that it's a different kind of style when you go and you get that to a business style. Because when it's going to become a business, you need to live. You need to eat, right? So you might do sponsorships that, in other ways you wouldn't do that, but the money are good. And I'm saying sponsorship not on, gear reviews or say, for example, hey, this plugin is the greatest plugin of the world because I get, for example, X amount of money. But you might be in a mood that you say, for this month, I don't want to make any video. Because I don't want to make any video. So if you have to eat about it, you need to do, the sponsored videos, and you need to do some videos that you need to make. And this makes this whole hobby thing into a job that a lot of times people won't realize how fast it can turn the YouTube into a job. Like a lot of people say, I want to live from 9 to 5 and be a YouTuber. And I have friends that I'm talking with that they say, I have this sponsorship and this brand collaboration and I need to post this and I have this embargo until today at 10 p.m. And then I will have to go for this meeting and that meeting, and then it's a lot more than a 9 to 5 job. Like there are many more things, especially when you're trying to diverse your income and have a passive income and products and other products and teaching and tutorials and, more than 9 to 5.
Yeah. More work, less money for a lot of time.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm curious in Greece. So the Greek authors Plato and Socrates and all these people, is being in Athens, is that something all you guys know, all the Greek tragedy plays and all that? Is that part of like the mainstream culture, or is has the internet made everything like westernized?
If you can say again the question,
Okay, sorry.
like being in Athens, Greece.
This is a
being
confusing
in Athens,
question.
Greece. Yeah, let's go again.
Okay, Greek culture. Like you guys have a lot of culture that, you know, is even taught here in schools, such as like in every high school you read the Greek plays and the Greek tragedies, and a lot of people go visit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I understood. Yeah, okay. Now, I'm going to disappoint you.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Okay. A lot of kids nowadays, and a lot of Greeks, don't even know ancient Greek. It used to be something that, in my age, for example, we were taught about that in school, right? We had different lessons that we were learning ancient Greek. We were learning about the scores, the tragedies for the theaters, and the art in general of Greece. Nowadays, this is something that the boomers do that. I don't know if you can understand.
Yeah.
Like you see more often people like that they want to be hip hoppers and rappers, right? And not so the culture is a little bit of a mix of things that it's not like you see as Americans, for example, for Greece. And if you ask me, this is something that, yeah, you can say that this is some kind of evolution, but a lot of times Greeks forgot what their history is because they forgot it because they don't learn about it. And I'm impressed and I'm very honored to see people from the States or other places in Europe to learn about in their schools, right? To have the option, for example, to get lessons for the Greek history. And at the same time, I feel sad that a lot of Greeks, they don't even care to read about that.
Yeah. I mean,
so yeah, the culture is not that we're going, for example, and we speak ancient Greek and we have the Parthenon on the background and we're doing drama all over. Yeah, no, that's not even for the shows on TV.
Well, yeah, and I have my whole section of ancient Greek history, but a lot of even American cultures has roots in something from ancient Greece, and a lot of words even like come from the mythology, like when they say you don't rest on your laurels, or opening Pandora's box, or all of these things. I might be mixing up. Some of those might be Roman, but I don't know.
No, listen. Greek history is everywhere. Greek history, first of all, it's also in a lot of words for medicine, for
nostalgia
in English as well. Yeah. It's everywhere. The thing is that a lot of times you can understand how big your country is if you close your eyes into your country and you wanna mimic other cultures. And this is something very important that I want to say here on the podcast. The beauty of the world is that we are different cultures in different countries, and all the different countries and the different cultures have something special to offer. You can be friends with people from all over the world with different cultures, and they think that you have different things to add in the conversation. This is the treasure of the human being, the societies, that they're different. So I don't get people, for example, that they won't express a lot of times that they like someone, and because they want to express that they like someone, they mimic their behavior or they mimic the culture. This is something that it has a lot of different aspects, and you can understand right now what I'm saying. For example, I can understand people that they enjoy specific cultures and they want to mimic them when they don't share the same history, they don't share the same, being in life, like someone who was born with all the privileges to have education, to have money, to have a house. He cannot share the same culture with someone who was born in the streets, for example. And this is something that we need to see, we need to embrace, and we need to let the people be with the friends, with other people without trying to mimic the culture. And that's something, in my opinion, that not only Greece, but I see that all over the world, that they live beside their own country, right? And they say, if I were there, things would be better. If I were in Europe, things would be better. All the countries in the world have their own problems, and they have their own, for example, even countries that they have bad economy right now, right? The people might be more free. A lot of times, especially now with the pandemic, we were saying with my wife, can you imagine right now if we were in a deserted island and the only thing that we would worry about was to have the coconuts so we can get them out of the tree, or to build a nice house to avoid the rain, that it's going to rain tonight, if the life would be easier. And the people right now on the deserted island would say, can you imagine how nice it would be to have a house right now so we don't get and have fast food or eat souvlakia instead of coconuts that we're eating every day. So it's I don't know if people, because again, sorry if I'm getting misunderstood, but it's not my native language.
No,
okay? But I want to say,
we say the grass is always greener on the other side. That's what they say.
Exactly.
No, I think your English is very good. Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing videos in Greek? Or is there not other YouTubers that do that? Or
listen, yes and no. Now, this is a very good question. When I wanted to start the YouTube channel, I was thinking, should I start in Greek or in English? As you can understand, if you start a channel in English, you have the option to get a broader audience, bigger audience, that they talk, they speak in English. And also, I might have something that would differentiate me from other creators because of my accent, some people like that.
I think it's relaxing.
The thing is that, thank you. But the thing is that I was saying, should I make it in Greek? Now, in Greek, of course, there are lots of, not they are not enough, but you can compare the size of audience of filmmakers and videographers comparing to a worldwide audience, right? But as the years passed right now, I would say that I would love to create a channel in Greek that I can express the other aspects of myself that they are hard for me to express if not my native language. For example, even swearing or doing fun with someone, right? Even swearing is different. Like, I can't talk right now the argot language or the swearing that they use in the US. Also, a lot of people, my friends might say something and I'm like, what do you say? Yeah, what's that?
Yeah.
So in your own language, it would be easier even to do jokes about things and be more yourself, more free, and also something that it would be something different than the Emilio who teaches Final Cut tutorials and do gear reviews,
Mm-hmm. I would say, teach us some Greek swear words, but let's leave this podcast for the
is it explicit? Is it explicit episode or not?
I don't want to offend anyone in a culture that I don't know, so we're gonna leave it to Google. But yeah, I think you brought up a lot of good points, from thoughts when you're starting a channel, whether it's demographic and the target and the niche and the language. I think those are all important decisions for anyone out there to consider, that this stuff is important, if you start in English or not.
Of course.
It would be fun though. I think
it's important.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think you could even try a video on your channel that you have right now. It wouldn't be the end of the world. And maybe your English subscribers would think it's interesting and you could put captions.
That would be something that, I thought of doing that with my wife, doing something like a vlog style, but because no one is speaking English here, it would be something that we would talk in Greek, right? And have captions on the bottom. But then again, something stops me to that.
I
like it as an idea, but yeah. Okay, maybe when all the things I'm not gonna say be back to normal, but they're gonna start being returning back to normal. Maybe this would be something that it would be interesting. But of course, I understand a lot of my friends. They know I have a YouTube channel. They don't care about Final Cut tutorials and they don't watch my videos.
Yeah.
So they would say, for example, make something so we can watch as well. Do a vlog, do something.
That's a good point. A lot of your friends and your family aren't necessarily going to be your subscribers because, my friends and my family don't edit videos. They just know I have a channel. This is what I do. They support me. But, the people that watch my videos are like, someone like you in some other country.
My wife and my father are my biggest fans. They don't even understand what I'm saying on the tutorials, but they're the people who are going to leave the whole video playing. After the video plays, they're going to like. Even they're working even for the algorithm, I never told them that it's the same IP, so it doesn't matter. Even for my wife, we're connected from the same IP that I'm uploading the video. I never told her that. Or, my father, a consistent IP that's always watching the video, liking. But the feeling that they say, I watched your new video, it's a great one. Oh, yeah? And if I ask, what did I say? What do you understand about how you do flicker and glitch transitions?
Yeah. I always tell them, don't click the ads. Do not click on the ads. I don't need your click.
Don't click the ads because they're gonna ban the AdSense account.
Yeah, but no, I think we've come on a lot of good topics for any creator, any size, even if you're just starting or if you're trying to refresh your channel. But so I'm gonna leave all your links everywhere. But what do you want people to do that are watching to go find you on YouTube or check out a video, or do you have something to leave them with, or even a question for them? The floor is yours.
The floor is mine.
Yes.
I would say that the question that I have for the audience right now, every day to think of a very specific question on their lives. If tomorrow things were not what they are right now, and they would say it dramatically, how they would like to spend the day, and have this as a motto in their lives for every day to spend their days. I'm not gonna go too dramatic like it's the last one in Earth, but to remember that the moments and the years and the minutes and everything are passing by very quickly. So to enjoy each second of every day, because we already saw that we don't know what is gonna happen next morning, that we're gonna wake up, if we wake up. So besides all and I know I got a little bit dark now, but besides all the tutorials, the YouTube side of things, the passive incomes, the trying to make videos or money, our lives are important, and we need to give this importance to our lives and to be trying to be better persons every day.
Yeah. Well,
it was too dramatic, right?
No,
Greek tragedy. I knew, but I had to tell that. I see a lot of times, a lot of people, and I understand them, that say how to gain subscribers, how to get 100. I would say how to be a better person every day.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah. So, and also, if you want to see some very blue water, you could check out Emilio's Instagram photos. But I'm gonna leave a link to all of them. I'm gonna leave a link to all of Emilio's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You guys can go check him out, subscribe, check out a couple of videos. Especially if you want some Final Cut help, I can't give you that, so maybe you can get some good help over there. That's a good one. But Emilio, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks to everyone for...
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks to everyone for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.